Micah Frankel for CageMinds.com. We got Abel Cullum here. He just got done with practice. He just got done with fighting, as far as we know. Also, it took such a quick amount of time. It's been 3 years. You're back in it rapidly. How are you doing, first off?
I feel great, man. I feel great. The Ulysses Gomez fight with RFA was a wonderful time getting a fight in New Mexico at the Albuquerque Convention Center. Fight went good, you know. I won a Grandmaster. I'm in a game plan and the mindset for that fight, and it paid off tremendously. You know, everything went exactly the way we had planned, and it went quicker than we planned. But you know, I'll take it. So.
Like I said a minute ago to you, thought that was a pretty special of a submission, because at that high a level, you don't see guys, work for it that long and get it. You usually see a guy pop his head out. So what was it that made that choke so tight? Or
Well, when I initially, I was trying to get, when I was on top, I was deciding, okay, am I going to do a jiu-jitsu battle here, or am I going to try to work my ground and pound? So I was waiting for an opportunity to start working some ground and pound. I felt him starting to get his hips out, and when he did, I just wanted to control him with just that over-the-top control. And then I felt his chin come up because he kind of like postured to try to come in on me. Anyways, I felt his chin come up, and I started going for that guillotine. And then I was going to use it just for a sweep, but then when I felt him starting to wince a little bit, and I seen veins coming out of his shoulder, I was like, this might be something. So I just kept adjusting, and I turned it into just a leverage choke, so I didn't take any energy. And then I felt his hand slide up my back, and I was like, he's going to tap. So anyway, I just held it. He tapped out, and then I got the win. So it was just a good technique battle, I guess.
so what was that night like? 3 years in the making, getting back in there, from feeling the crowd again to obviously feeling that rush of the victory.
It was great, man. It was wonderful. I loved it. It was, I mean, it being a fast fight, immediately I stepped out of the cage. I talked to Grandmaster. I was like, gosh, I want to get back in there. And then I took the weekend off, come back on Tuesday, and RFA's calling me again to fight Carl Deaton, replacing an injured Jeff Curran at 135 again. But I was more than happy to help them out. They gave me my opportunity at my comeback fight, and help them out, step up and fight Carl Deaton III, October 10th. Minnesota at 135. Like I said, I was planning on dropping to 125, but they offered me this fight at 135. I can get back in there like I wanted to, and yeah, I'm excited to fight Carl Deaton.
3 weeks worth of turnaround time after 3 years. How mind blowing is that to you? Kind of like, wow, I don't find 3 years, and now like 2 months is going to be twice already.
It's a good thing, man. It's a good thing. It feels good to, like I said, just staying busy, staying out there, getting back in the cage. I've always said I feel more at home in the cage than I do outside of the cage. We're inside of my apartment, and I'd rather be back in the cage where we just left the gym. So I love it. I'm excited. I'm excited to fight. Excited to put on a show. I get to fight the hometown guy this time, so new territory there. Well, I've been there before, but coming off of this hometown fight to going to Minnesota, where Carl Deaton's from. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. I'll be proud to fly the Zia flag. New Mexico flag, be represented, of course, and represent New Mexico everywhere I go. Excited to do that.
All right, you got me on that one, because I was just about to ask you that, how it felt to have the role reversal. Well, now, what have you been able to learn about Carl from watching him? I watched a couple of his videos today. I saw an aggressive wrestler with some pretty big ground and pound, also a good submission game. What's your thoughts on him?
Just what you said, man. He's got really good wrestling. He likes to scrap. He's a pretty scrappy guy. He takes the fight wherever it's given. He's good on his feet. He's good on the ground. I said in a previous interview, he's 8-1 for a reason. He's fought as a pro and as an amateur. He's got good composure in both areas that I've seen. I think it's going to be a great fight. He's going to be excited to be in his hometown, home state, and it should be a good fight, man. I've been training my butt off. I always train like I'm fighting the best fighter in the world, and it's no different with Carl Deaton.
After the time away, do you feel like a newbie again when you step in that cage, or do you feel like a veteran and it's just that same old feeling again? What's it like after that time off?
I feel more comfortable in the cage than I do anywhere else. That's like I said, that's my home, man. It's where instant smiles. Instant relief. I mean, all the hard work you just seen the end of my last session. That was my 6th hour. You watched me training today. So all the hard stuff is here. Once I step in the cage, that's where it gets fun. That's where I can relax and hopefully get a W. Win or lose, though, I always show up to fight, and I always enjoy it. You know, if it's not fun, why do it?
Would you say there's anything about you that's changed? Now, you took that time off. Is there any mindset or anything that's really changed about you coming in, a new, fresh look about the sport, or is it just getting back to it?
Really, the biggest difference in the sport is the reason why I'm doing my next move in this career. You know, I want to move down to 125 because I do know that the 135ers are getting bigger. You know, back in 2005 to 2009, that window that I fought, I was a big 135er. Now I look at these 35ers, I look at these 45ers, and I'm like, they're pretty big. You know, they're pretty powerful. So I'd like to be one of the bigger guys again, the more powerful guys again. And that's why I'm making this drop to 125. So that's the biggest change I've noticed. You know, I've kept up on my jiu-jitsu. I've been working really hard on my kickboxing. So I feel that I'm still pretty competitive in the technical game. It's just the size game is where the difference is. And you know, at 27 years old, I'm entering my physical prime, and I feel great.
RFA 19, once again in the co-main event. It's October 10th. Who do you need to thank, Abel?
I wanted to thank out of Chicken Curry, New Mexico, Guadalupe Tire, also Drastic Designs and Sounds, and Damage Control Mouth Guards, and everybody who's going to be watching me fight, all the New Mexico fans, everybody watching on Access TV, and thank you RFA for giving this opportunity.
Thank you for the time.
Thank you for the interview, sir.